Hello and welcome. Cheers. It's been a while. This is my Black Forest Porter. And it is absolutely lovely. I'll be honest, that is a cracking pint. So anyone else who's done the Black Forest Porter, tell me what you think. Because I think that's absolutely gorgeous for a porter. Came from this book, as a lot of you probably know by now. This is a book that a lot of people were doing the brew days with, BrewTube Facebook group, doing the brew days and doing the wheel of beer, spin the wheel. One of these beers gets picked and everyone can brew it. Malt Miller were putting the kits together for it. Very good. However, I didn't really get in with those. I was always doing my own thing at the times. Obviously working Saturdays now for the last couple of years. I haven't been able to join in at all. However, that's the Black Forest Porter. Very good beer. I'll go through it with you. So, pale malt, 3.25 grams, sorry, 3.25 kilos, sorry. I did extra pale Maris I used. Brown malt, 495 grams. Dark crystal malt, 495 grams. I used extra dark crystal malt for mine, which is good. Really worked well. Roasted barley, 245 grams. And then 195 grams of chocolate malt. Yep, did all that. Challenger with 8% alpha acid. Yeah, 8% alpha acid. 47 grams, which was supposed to give a bitterness unit of 40. I thought that was a little high. I went with it, but then I was persuaded by Rusty that might be a little too high. So I think I dropped it down to about 25 IBU, which has worked out better because the roasted element of this is quite roasty. The initial, there is almost like a initial fruit, then the chocolate, then the roastiness comes out at the end. It's really nice. Such a layered beer. It's lovely. Original grams to 1055. Mine came out quite a lot lower, 1050. Because I didn't do this as a 23 litre batch. I did this as, these are 21, I think it's 20 litre batches, these. So I did it as a 20 litre batch. However, max temperature 67 degrees. I did that, yeah. But mine, yeah, 1050. And then final gravity is 0.1018. I think mine came out 1020 or 1022. So ABV is supposed to be 4.9. However, mine came out 3.8%. Which I'm actually quite happy with. A 3.8% beer. Very nice. And so this was the second of the beers I did with this. The first was the Drover Bitter. Excuse me. It gets the Graham Preston seal of approval. I have gone for more lower ABV beers these days, just because they're more sessionable. Yes, I always say, yeah, well, it's just a short session. Well, yeah, my liver said no. So I'm having to cut down a little bit with these things. I mean, it's just easier. I can do more. I can drink more. And not be a twat, basically. Yay. It's good for me, good for the family, good for life in general. So, the beer I did before this, the first beer I did out of this, was the Wishbone Drover. Now, that keg went like rattle. Went like rattle. That's a very East Riding sort of saying that, I'm afraid. Sorry. So it went really quickly. That was a really good recipe. That, I am definitely brewing that again. I was going to brew it again this week. However, I've become a bit lazy. Well, very lazy. It's just the weather. I just hate cold, and I hate wind, and I hate rain. I was going to do it on Thursday and the weather was alright. However, I just couldn't face getting up early, getting it all put together. I don't know why. It's supposed to be a fucking hobby. You're supposed to enjoy it, aren't you? So if you're not feeling it, you don't do it. But there you're going, oh, but I want the beer. Yeah, I know. It's a hard life. Anyway, so I did do the Drover. Really enjoyed it. The keg went so fast. It was unreal. So I'll quickly talk through that. So that was extra pale malt. Again, I used the same extra pale Maris. Vienna malt. So that was 2.88 kilos. Vienna malt, 415 grams. Yeah, rye malt, 285 grams. Yeah, crystal malt, 230 grams. And then chocolate malt, 35 grams. All very good. I mean, I've got everything in to do this again, and I really am. That's the next beer I will be doing. Boyle was Challenger, first wort hops, and this is the first beer I've actually done first wort hopping in. Do I think much of it? Do I think it adds anything? Do I think it changes anything? I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't say one way or the other, to be honest. Then Challenger with 10 minutes to go. Columbus, Cascade, and Challenger again with 5 minutes to go. So, some different hops in there. Challenger, Columbus, and Cascade. It really worked well. It was a really nice balanced bitter. One of the best bitters I've ever brewed. This book is really good. Surprisingly good. Yes, the old homebrew beer, the Bible, has always been my go-to. Mainly because it's like a starting point for styles. These are actual out there recipes. And you just pick whichever one to the style you want. Really good. Yeah. And both of these beers used SO4, which also worked for me because I did the bitter and then took it off into the keg and dropped the next beer onto the yeast cake. That worked really well. Really well. So yeah, I would definitely recommend both the Drover recipe and the Black Forest Porter recipe. However, again, the bitterness units, they really didn't come out the same as the recipe using the Grainfather app. Neither of them did. Really didn't work out as it should. So you have to tweak a bit, depending on what beer calculator, brewing calculator that you use. Grainfather, Brewfather, I can't even remember the blooming original one. Anyway, yeah, so you know what I mean. Whichever one of those you use, then yeah, be aware that it could be a little different to what's in the book. Very nice. Both beers, absolutely lovely. That one's gone, this one's going. This will last till Christmas Day. I'm making sure of it. I am stretching it out a bit. So to the point where I started buying cases of this stuff. Black Heart at the minute. For stout. I don't know why, I do like it. I do have to try, however, the 0% Guinness. People say that's really good for a 0% beer. So I really need to try that and give it a taste test. Just for those weekday nights where you fancy a drink, but you know, you want to get up and do stuff and drive, and you want to feel alright the next day and all that. Especially when you, like me, you're up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to work. It's always good to have a 0% before. So we'll see how it goes. I do want to get some of those and give them a try. So that pretty much covers everything beer-wise. I don't really have a lot to say otherwise. Today is Sunday the 16th of December. I think I will get this up and running today, because today is a big game day for Liverpool. It's Liverpool Man United at Anfield, and I'll be telling everyone this fact. I learned that Man United have only scored 1 goal at Anfield in the last 8 years, and that goal was in a 3-0 defeat. Man United being defeated 3-1, not 3-0 obviously, because they wouldn't have scored a goal. 1 goal. So yeah, Man United were defeated 3-1 when they last scored a goal, and Mourinho was sacked the next day. So there you go. Also, another fun fact for you. Liverpool beat Man United on a Sunday. Mourinho was sacked. Liverpool beat Man United on a Sunday. Ranieri was sacked. Liverpool beat Man United on a Sunday, and I think Moyes was sacked. So, who knows what's coming tomorrow? Looking forward to that. This, see, it goes so quickly, but at 3.8%, and it tastes like a bigger beer. It really does, because it's got that body with it. Because it's finishing so high, it's got a real nice body to it. It's got a real nice aroma and taste. I mean, it's not, obviously, it's not going to be of that double Belgian quads and all that kind of sort of imperial stoutness about it. It's not going to look like engine. It looks like engine oil, but it doesn't leave that film around the glass. It's got a really nice sort of tan head that works with it. I mean, look at it. It does look like engine oil kind of stuff. So it's got that, but 3.8%. So I like it. I really am enjoying that. I know it's been a long time. I do apologise. However, I haven't been brewing much. 2 brews in the last since October really. The bitter and then the porter. That's it really. I do intend to get back into it, but brewing outdoors is difficult if you live in this goddamn country and you live reasonably north as well. That doesn't help. But yeah, this goddamn country, this year winter is just wet, and more water on top of the water that you've already had. I do hope no one still has a bloody hosepipe ban. That would be taking the proverbial, wouldn't it, really? Anyway, bored you all enough. I don't have a Whitby fact today either. This was a last minute thing. I just happened to pop out while I'm cooking, grab a beer. I thought, you know what, I'll do a video. I haven't done one in a long time. I haven't showed this beer off, and I like this beer. It's worth showing off. I wish I'd kept the bitter to show that off as well, because that was really nice. However, the one problem with that bitter is it would not clear. It was murky. It was the murkiest bitter ever. All the way through the keg, and the keg lasted well over a month. And even to the last glass. And normally, you get the last glass is perfectly clear and looks brilliant. I mean, we're not perfectly clear, but the clarity is perfect. You can see through it. However, nothing like that. It just stayed murky all the way through. It's the only downside of that bitter I had. Whether they put an agent in there to clarify, some brightening thing, I don't know. Maybe kept it long. I know, yeah, it's me, but honestly, it lasted 3 to 4 weeks, the bitter, and even to the very last drop, it was murky. And even every keg of every beer I have, except obviously like Neepers, clears for at least the last glass. And that didn't at all. So, there you go. Anyway, there we go. Little rant over. Chat over. If you got this far, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.